The Buffalo Bills have released rookie kicker Matt Araiza over a rape allegation.
Araiza is now 22 years old, but when he was 21, he stands accused, along with two others, of gang raping a 17-year-old girl. The incident, alleged incident, we should say, occurred while Araiza was a student at San Diego State University. It was at a party at a house where Araiza lived. Now, the lawsuit was filed against Araiza last week, and it alleges he knew that the girl was underage and that he knew the girl was intoxicated at the time of the incident. Araiza denies the allegation, saying through a lawyer the facts are not what they are being portrayed to be in the lawsuit and in the press. The Bills, meanwhile, his former team, released a statement explaining that they released Araiza because, quote, it was the best thing to do. That same statement went on to say, our culture in Buffalo is more important than winning football games. A lawyer for the accuser, meanwhile, who has not been identified by name, spoke about the public reaction to the case. That lawyer said, quote, I represent a girl who was gang raped and is now being called a money-grabbing liar in public statements, close quote.
So let's bring in Kerry Armstrong now. He is Matt Araiza's criminal defense lawyer. Kerry, thank you so much for joining us. First off, what is your client's response to the allegation against him?
Well, he adamantly refutes almost everything that she said in the civil lawsuit. I just noticed right now you said that Matt lived at the house. He did not live at that house. That's one of the allegations she's made that's absolutely untrue.
Thank you for clearing that up. So let's see if we can move things to what is known, and then we can talk about what is contested. Your client, sure, as I understand it from the public statements, and you'll clear this up, he had sex with this 17-year-old at a party while he was still in college. What's in dispute is whether he knew she was underage, whether she was intoxicated at the time, and then whether he was part of a rape that happened after he had a separate interaction with her in an alleyway. Do I have that right?
The allegation is that she was raped in one of the bedrooms of the house.
Right, but he had sex with her in an alleyway before that. Is that?
Well, the allegation is that they had sex on the side of the house, like not an alleyway, but on the side of the house in the yard.
But
and is that true? I mean, you're not contesting? If I read the statements, it sounds like you guys are conceding that your client and this young lady, 17-year-old, a child under California law, had sex at this party. That happened, right?
I'm not going to go into the details of what happened on the side of the house, but let's just say that he is adamantly disputing that there was any forcible sex whatsoever, or that she was intoxicated, or that she's under the influence of a drug, or both.
Okay.
All right.
Not disputing sex.
The fact that they had sex, though. Okay, so you have called this a money grab by the part of the victim. But, you know, regardless, as Tony pointed out, she was underage at the time. So wouldn't that seem to indicate that a crime was committed?
First, she's an alleged victim. And secondly, no, there is a defense in California. Let me just briefly talk about that. In California, if the girl is either 16 or 17 years old, and the man has what they call a reasonable good faith belief that she was 18 at the time or older, that's a perfect defense in California. Mm-hmm. And I have witnesses lined up to say that this young lady was telling everybody at the party that she was 18 years old, that she went to a local community college, not high school, and that her friends were also saying she was 18 years old. So how else would Matt Araiza think that she was under 18 when she's telling everybody, and her friends are telling everybody, that she's 18 at the party?
So the victim, alleged victim, as you point out, her lawyer is saying she's forever scarred by this incident. She went to police the next day, filed the rape accusations. All that is still pending. We don't know how she goes on with her life. We don't know much about her at all. When it comes to your client and moving on, based on what happens, he knows, where does he go from here? Where does your case go from here? Is he going to play football again? Are you concerned about the criminal potential here? Just walk us through it.
Sure, yes. I represent him only on the criminal side of the case. I'm hopeful that the DA's office will not file any charges against him whatsoever. That's still pending right now. Mr. Araiza is in the process of hiring a civil defense attorney. I think we've got one picked out, but that decision will be made in the next few days. So obviously he's going to have to fight the civil case. And then thirdly, regarding his potential career in the NFL, I really do think he'll be back someday. It may not be this season, but I do think he'll be back in fairly short time once these allegations are disproven. I really do.
Is there anything that your client has told you that he regrets about the evening in question?
Well, in hindsight, he regrets ever going over to the house, obviously. But when you get down to it, I mean, he didn't do anything illegal. So, he regrets having to go through this, but he doesn't regret any actions with her because what he did with her was totally legal, totally proper, at least regarding the information that he had in his head at the time. Mm-hmm. Now, what happened back in the bedroom of the house with potentially the other defendants, I don't know. You'll have to talk to them or their attorneys regarding that. But I guess my point is,
he alleges that he had nothing to do with what happened in the bedroom later.
Absolutely nothing to do with that. He did not go inside the house that night with her, did not take her by the hand, as she's alleging, to take her to the back bedroom. That is totally false.
All right.
All right. Mr. Armstrong, anything else you want to add? Otherwise, I think we can leave it here.
No, I think that's about it. He just wants his day in court, and he'll get that soon enough.
All right. Kerry Armstrong, the criminal attorney representing Matt Araiza. Thank you very much.
Thank you.